Alright, I'm going to give you some Hulu recommendations. You can find all this currently on Hulu. First up, Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri is a fantastic film made by Martin McDonagh, who also made Seven Psychopaths in Bruges and Banshees of Inisherin. But for me, this is his finest film. The setup is Frances McDormand's daughter was taken from her. Nothing is being done in the investigation, so to poke the bear and stir up the town, she rents these three billboards, asking questions as to why nothing is being done, and that gets the ball rolling. The standout here is definitely Sam Rockwell, and you will see why if you watch the movie. You will totally understand why I've said that. Next up, Jojo Rabbit by Taika Waititi. Now, I do understand there may be some trepidation going into this one based on its premise, but believe me, it has a lot of heart. It's inoffensive, and it is hysterical. Empire Records, a classic movie. If you are a 90s kid, you've probably already seen it. But if you're too young and never got around to it, or it's just never came across your radar, it is a classic movie. And if you're into music, you should definitely check it. Next is The Wrestler by Darren Aronofsky. I would say this is probably his most accessible film, but it is a slow burn character study. If you're a wrestling fan, which I used to be when I was a child, you might know that these guys' lives often turn out to be not the greatest, and they go through a lot in their old age once the money dries up. And this tells that tale. It's a wonderful performance by Mickey Rourke. You should definitely check this. Cobweb is one that I think a lot of people missed and maybe misunderstood. I think it's important to keep in mind that you're supposed to be viewing this through the lens of a child, so it's almost fairy tale like in nature. It will keep you guessing, definitely worth a watch. No One Will Save You is tense, so tense that I didn't realize there's almost no dialogue through the entire film. And if you're a fan of The Last of Us, the lead actress here will be playing Abby. And because I seen this, I was very confident that she would do a good job because her performance in this is very good. It is definitely worth checking. Pam and Tommy is fantastic. I would not miss it. If you are of a certain age, you definitely remember these events. You remember the release of the tape. And this is about how they were really victims of a crime and the fallout that come from that. And so, something that we probably all didn't really consider back then. And what's really interesting about this series is not only getting an insight into their lives, but the early days of the internet when this was all kind of wild, wild west, and there were no laws protecting people from this stuff, and nobody really knew what to do about it. We were in uncharted territory, so this is why not only were they screwed over, but they also made no money from it. And by the end, you will see that they were both victims of a crime, and it's really a tragic tale at the end of the day. And I think it's an important tale to be told.